Hey guys, welcome back to Free Car Repair. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video to any of you guys having a Honda Civic, that generation here from year 2016 to year 2021. If you guys have problems where your Honda Civic does not start, okay, stay with us, we'll explain which fuses you need to check. They're known as ignition fuses. Without these fuses, the car will not start. Other things that can cause the car not to start, you will need to check starter fuse, fuel pump fuse, and fuel injectors fuse. But these three fuses, guys, that we'll be talking today are very important, and if one of them doesn't work, the car will not start. All that will be covered today, in addition where you can buy cheap fuses, relays from, and why it's important to test fuses and relays, that way you don't waste time and money. Make sure to stay until the end. Before we start, guys, let me tell you a little bit about us. On this channel you will be able to find, guys, a video for every fuse on your Honda Civic, guys, if you have that generation from year 2016 to year 2021. Why we make these videos? To save you time and money. Let's say you're down the road, you need a fuel pump fuse, because without that fuse practically the car will not be running. If it's blown, you can just search for it and find it instantly and know which fuse to check, because even in the manual, okay, the fuses are under different names that could be really hard to diagnose. Now, another thing, guys, we're constantly working on things, taking engines apart, transmissions, fixing cars, and we have three channels that we have more than 1.1 million subscribers altogether on these channels, guys, that we daily put content that can save you thousands of dollars in repairs as well. So let's go ahead, explain now where you can find all the fuses. Another thing now here, guys, okay, you will have different kind of fuses on your Honda Civic, guys. Some of those could be really hard to find. Okay, we're talking about some multi-fuses, multi-block fuses right here. Those could be really expensive, hard to find, impossible to find in small towns or in the middle of nowhere. Relays can be overpriced as well. So we'll put a link in the description of the video below where you can get practically all the fuses and relays at a really good price and quick shipping as well. That way you don't waste your money, guys. So let's go ahead, start on it and explain about the fuses now. So guys, we have multiple fuses in different fuse boxes. We'll demonstrate on 2017 Honda Civic here. The first fuse box that we need is inside the vehicle on the driver's side. If you look upside down under the dash, you're going to see a fuse box that looks just like that. It's located, your OBD port will be right here. It's kind of like right under the dash, guys. That's the fuse box right here. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can clearly see the fuses, but before we continue, let's explain why it's important to test fuses and relays. That way you don't waste time and money. So let me explain why it's super important, guys, to test fuses. Fuses, not often you can see if they're burnt or they're good. Sometimes they may seem perfectly fine, you think it's a good fuse, you put it back in, and you end up spending money and time on parts and problems that do not exist, guys, when all you had to do, test your fuse, find out it's bad, replace it, fix your problem. So we will have a video how to test a fuse, okay, different kinds of fuses, and how to test relays, guys. We're going to put the link in the description of the video below specifically to that video. Please check it out. So the fuse that we'll need to check, you can see these fuses are labeled 1 through 13 here, 14 through 26, and 17 and 27 through 39. So 1, 13, 14, 26, 27, 39. The fuse that we need is number 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. The 10 amp fuse will need to be checked. That's for the ignition. If that doesn't work, your car will not start. Now we have another fuse, two fuses that you need to check, guys, okay? And we're talking about under the hood. When you open the hood, next to the car battery on the right side, that's the fuse box. You just open that fuse cover and you're going to see, guys, fuses that look just like this one. Now here we're going to work in these special fuses, which is known as fuse number 1 and 2. Now first, before we continue and explain what you need to check, these fuses are special fuses, and let me show you what they look like now, guys, okay? Once you remove them, they consist of multi-fuses. They're multi-block fuses, guys, multiple fuses in one. But if one burns, you have to replace the whole set. We'll put a link in the description of the video below where you can get them from at a good price and quick shipping as well. The first fuse that we'll need to check will be known as fuse number 1. That's number A right here. Okay, in fuse number 1, if you start from the top, okay, which section you need to check? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That 30 amp fuse here is for the ignition. You need to come to fuse number 2, and here you need to check the second fuse, which is a 30 amp fuse here. How you check them? You can remove it, guys, and once you remove it, you can clearly see them. Hopefully the video will be helpful. Thank you for watching and see you next time.